Yeah, fans are starting to pile in here at Linda K. Epling Stadium, and they're all excited to see the West Virginia Miners face off against the Butler Blue Sox. Now, first pitch is set to be thrown out here in about 10 minutes or so. West Virginia is a long way from Grant Witherspoon's home in Colorado, but he's hoping that his opportunity here in Princeton will help lead to an even brighter future. Despite the doctor's timelines and predictions, Mac Osborne was determined to recover faster than anyone could have expected so that she could get back to this mound for the 2018 season. Hey, Nick, yeah, this isn't exactly what you would call baseball weather. The rain's been coming down pretty hard here for the last couple of hours. And it's one of the biggest sporting events in the entire world. The FIFA World Cup starts tomorrow in Russia. Unfortunately, the United States missed out and won't be competing this summer. However, today, U.S. soccer fans got some good news to look forward to in the future. The United States, Canada, and Mexico will jointly host the 2026 World Cup. With a handful of new players and $500,000 freshly spent on renovations to the venue, there's plenty for players and fans alike to be excited about for the season opener tonight at 7 o'clock. Robert Brown's journey has been anything but easy. Just 3 years ago, he was living on the streets of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Personally, I was just going through some things, and when that happens, you kind of burn bridges you don't need to. So in the terms of that, I ended up being on my own, like living homeless and having no place to really go.
But Robert didn't let his unfortunate situation defeat him. Instead, he focused on pursuing his dreams, playing basketball, and creating a clothing line.
It wasn't like I was just all down and out holding a sign up and things of that nature. I would always go to the gym, and then one day, a coach in Charlotte, he actually grabbed hold of me. I guess he saw the potential in me, and he took me in.
Once Robert got back up on his feet, he decided to enroll at Bluefield State College. Not long after, the school's head basketball coach, Derek Price, gave him a chance to play the sport that he loved.
Phenomenal on and off the court, man. It just was a blessing for our program to actually add a kid like a Rob Brown to come in here with a vision and a goal. And it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful, man, especially when he came in for a workout and a tryout. His #1 goal was to come here and get a scholarship. So he's done a great job working towards that. So he's been a blessing for our program.
And once Robert got back onto the hardwood, everything else started falling into place, including his clothing line, Loot Sway.
Actually, I make anywhere. It's actually called streetwear. So pretty much I make hats, sweatsuits, T-shirts. I'm working on socks right now, fanny packs.
Rob is driven by his will to succeed both on the court and off of the court, and that's because he has other people who are looking up to him.
I understand that every decision I make, it affects somebody else. And I also have a son now. He's 1 year. He's about to be 1, May 7th. So I already had the motivation before, but when he was born, everything just kind of opened up for me in terms of like it's now.
Robert's goals are ambitious, but simple.
I just want to be great by any means.
You can purchase some of Robert's clothing products at www.lootswayclothing.bigcartel.com. Mascots come in all shapes and sizes, but the one that the Princeton Rays have, well, he's definitely unique. Check it out. To locals, he goes by many different names. The spirit of Princeton, the icon of Princeton, or just the talking mascot. But to the rest of the world, he's known by only one name.
Hello, Roscoe Rooster here.
The concept of Roscoe Rooster came about a little over 2 decades ago.
So he was hatched in 1992, right before the baseball season. He's been an iconic figure here since then, and just like I said, just a great personality, great person, great mascot, to have with us and be associated with Princeton baseball.
In 2002, Princeton native Tommy Thomason put on the costume for the first time, fulfilling a vision of his.
I always loved the character. When I started here in Princeton in '94. I worked with the field crew, and I remember joking around in '95, so one day I'm going to be Roscoe, and then all of a sudden, nearly 20 years later here, that's still doing it and loving it. So.
Tommy reinvented Roscoe the Rooster, giving it a voice and a personality, so much so that he's now become a staple of the city of Princeton.
Just thinking about it gives me chills. To be called the Spirit of Princeton, it's a good feeling.
Tommy Thomason plans on being Roscoe Rooster for many years to come.
Okay.
Almost 1 year ago to the day, James Monroe faced off against Bridgeport in the West Virginia AA High School State semifinals, and Bridgeport won. Today, the Mavericks and Indians met again in the exact same round, and for James Monroe, it was all about getting revenge. Through the humid and hot weather, the James Monroe Mavericks and the Bridgeport Indians faced off with a ticket to the state championship game on the line. Bottom of the first, Chapin Murphy drills a grounder and the throw back to first base goes high, which brings home Cooper Hyndman for the first score of the game. Then it's more Bridgeport at the bottom of the second. Cooper Hyndman puts some sauce on this one, scoring. Tyler Pitzer and Bryce Haynes. Bridgeport leads 3-1. But then the momentum swings in the fifth inning. Grant Moeller hits one deep to right field. The Indians are struggling to pick it up. Cody Moore rounds third base, hustling and diving through the home plate for the score. And not long after, Connor Moore makes contact for the dribbler, and the Indians just can't pick it up in time. Monroe Moeller is the one who gets the game-tying score. But it all came down to the bottom of the seventh, tied 3-3 when Ryan Goff smacks one straight down center field, and that's enough to score the game winner. The Indians outlast the Mavericks 4-3. While the Mavericks are certainly upset about the outcome of this one, they already have their eyes set on next year.
I mean, I felt like we were as good, if not better than they were. And, you know, if we make a couple plays here and there and, you know, we come out and we beat them. And with the group that we got coming back next year, we should be right back in the same situation. So they got to build off of that.
State championship games are starting to come into shape now in the Single A. The winner of Charleston Catholic versus Moorfield will play the winner of Wheeling Central Catholic versus Ravenswood tomorrow. And in Double A, Bridgeport will try to make it 5 straight state titles tomorrow against the winner of the Wayne versus Frankfort game, which was in a rain delay earlier. And in the Triple A, Hurricane will face off against Wheeling Park tomorrow at 10 a.m. And Virginia Tech fans, I've got a little bit of bad news for you. The Hokies' depleted defensive backfield got a little bit weaker today after it was announced that cornerback Adonis Alexander was no longer on the team. The reason? He's been ruled academically ineligible to play. Alexander recorded 7 career interceptions at Virginia Tech.